Hello, and welcome to SketchUp Bootcamp. My name is Diane Dietrich of C3D, and I'll be your benevolent sergeant as we work through this class together. Before we begin, there's a few things that you need to do. Most importantly, if you don't have SketchUp, you need to download it. We're going to be using the free version of SketchUp called Make, but if you happen to have the Pro version, it'll look almost exactly the same on screen. If you're having any trouble downloading it, in the class resources, there's a handout that walks you through the process, so it's really pretty straightforward. And if you happen to have SketchUp 8 or older, you're going to want to upgrade to a newer model. Second, print out the manual so you can follow along and take notes. It's also located in the class resources. And third, if there's any way you can swing it, see if you can figure out a way to watch the lessons on one screen so that you can simultaneously work along on your own computer on another. Now, get ready to have fun and learn an amazing tool.
So when you first open up SketchUp, it's probably going to look something like this. It's got a simple basic toolbar at the top and your working screen, but we're going to add some more toolbars because it's a lot faster to have toolbars, icons for all the tools that we're going to need to use because that's the quickest way to use SketchUp. So this is a little different on a PC and a Mac, so I'm going to show you on my PC first and then show you a couple screenshots of what it looks like on the Mac to get to the same place. So on the top menu bar up here, we are going to go to View Toolbars, and it's going to open up this dialog box. We are going to check Large Tool Set, and then if you scroll down, we want Styles and Views, and we might as well right now add Dynamic Components up here also. And then we're going to say Close. Now whenever I open up SketchUp, it should still have this configuration. I've kind of got a lot of stuff going up here, so I'm actually going to take these and drag them over just so we get as much real estate on our screen back as possible. So if you're going to do this on a Mac, instead you need to go to View Tool Palettes and Large Tool Set. Then under the same View tab, go to Customize Toolbar, and you want to drag the options of Styles and Views, and then you want to find this little Interact guy and drag him up also. And you're going to need to scroll down on the side navigation bar to get to see all of them. Also, just to work through a class together, we're going to need to set up a class folder where we can save files as we work on them and open them and access during the class. So just go to your file navigation system, and on your desktop, go ahead and make a new folder. I'm going to call it SketchUp Class. You can call it whatever you like. All right, and we're good to go. Let's do a really quick SketchUp tour, and then as we go through all the tools one by one, you'll get to know more about them. But general familiarity, first of all, this is the modeling window. This is where you're going to draw. You're going to spend all your time in this lovely space. And note there's 3 axes, which are the 3 dimensions in SketchUp. And this is something that beginning users tend to ignore, and it's actually the most critical and important thing on the scene. So we're going to talk about a lot about how to use these appropriately. At the top is a menu bar similar to many other programs. It's where you find options, commands, tools, settings, other features. But much of what you can find here, there's also a tooltip or a shortcut that's a much faster way to access them, and we're going to concentrate on learning to use those efficiently. So here is the large toolbar set that we added. Again, if you don't see these on your screen, go back to the setting up your SketchUp workspace so that you see what we're seeing. But generally what we have here, this first chunk is just the general tools that you're going to use a lot. Underneath those are the drawing tooltips, and these are the ones you're going to use to draw geometry on your screen. So the next one's down is manipulating. So once you've drawn something and you want to move it or scale it or rotate it, then these are the tools that you're going to look for to do that. Underneath that is this group for measuring and annotating stuff on your screen. These are ways to move your model on space, so that's moving how you are looking at the model. And then these are having to do with how you place yourself in the model again, so how you look at the model from different places or perspectives from within it. If you look down at the bottom, this is called the status bar, and it contains contextual information to use while you're modeling. So in the little message you're going to get down here is depends on whatever tool you're taking. So if I have the pencil, it's going to tell me to select a start point. If I have a circle, it's going to tell me to select a center point. If I take the tape measure, it's going to tell me where to select a point or edge to measure from. So if you're kind of unsure what to do, the first thing you can do is just look down here and it might well tell you the next step that you need to take. There is also this little question mark that will open up the instructor on your screen. And in fact, this is probably open because I didn't tell you to close it when you first opened SketchUp. So if it's there and you're wondering what it is, you can either close it if you don't want it, and then anytime you are working with a particular tool, so I'm just going to say the line tool again, I can hit the question mark instructor. Oops, it should tell me. And it's going to give me a little tutorial about how to use that, and there's often this cool little video attached to that. So some people when they're learning SketchUp like to keep this open so you can learn how to do stuff. You could also minimize it by hitting this top little button and just toggle it over and plant it on the side, or you can close it and reopen it whenever you need.